I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Here we go. It's another edition of the Daily Puck Drop. It is your daily sports podcast, courtesy here of Buck Sports. Big thanks to everybody watching and listening. Whether it's live or later does not matter. If it's live, if you ever want to watch or listen to it live, you can, by the way. We go live every single day at 10 a.m. It's on YouTube. It's on X to watch. I know we're so handsome. You have to watch us. You can also listen to it live, by the way, live. And that would be on the Puck Sports mobile app. You can download it from the App Store for iPhones and also Google Play Store for your Android phones there. We do this every single day. Big thanks to a bunch of our sponsors, but we start first with Limbeck Lumber because Limbeck Lumber, these are the studios in which we broadcast daily to you. Contractors and even do-it-yourselfers, they've got you covered there at Limbeck Lumber. With everything, whole house packages, your personal projects. They're going to give you free deliveries. They've got the largest stock moldings in the Northwest. They've got all your lumber needs. They've got paper receipts. They do everything old school because they've been doing it since 1930. Paul and his crew doing great work down there at Limbeck Lumber. 206-782-3487. Tell them Puck sent you. Ask them to tell stories of the great Hugh Millen painting the back wall at Limbeck Lumber when he was the outstanding quarterback there at the University of Washington. Follow them also online, by the way. You can go there at limbecklumber.com. And, of course, you can find all your, again, questions all there at Limbeck Lumber and give them a call at 206-782-3487. Follow me on all the social media platforms, by the way, Puck Sports everywhere, except for TikTok, which is Puck_sports. And please visit pucksports.com. You can find all of our information there at pucksports.com. Our videos, all of our audio, shows, and that's also where you can sign up to become a Puck's Posse member. All right, rundown today. We'll get to Cal Raleigh and other headlines quickly before we talk to Mike Garafolo, as we always do on Thursdays, get the latest what's happening in the NFL. Thursdays mean a live visit with Mitch Levy from the MitchUnfiltered podcast. KJ-Arent, a reminder, the entire episode of KJ-Arent, it is delivered to you in its entirety during the live show. Once it's over, only place to watch or listen to it is if you are a Puck's Posse member. Again, sign up today at pucksports.com. We'll get on this day, and also we'll wrap up with, hey, what the puck? But we will get into more Cal Raleigh and baseball talk today, but it is the day in which we will find out if Cal Raleigh will be the MVP. Winners announced at 4 o'clock today. Of course, the other candidates for the AL MVP are Aaron Judge and Jose Ramirez of Cleveland. In the NL, Shohei, Kyle Schwarber, and Juan Soto. If you didn't know, we're living under a rock yesterday. Tarek Skubal won back-to-back American League Cy Young Awards yesterday, joins a very exclusive club, in fact, of doing that. And he's just the 23rd pitcher to ever win multiple Cy Young Awards and only the 12th to do it back-to-back. In the National League, it was Paul Skeens winning the National League Cy Young Award, and he becomes now a real exclusive club, along with Dwight Gooden and Fernando Valenzuela. One of 3 pitchers in 2 seasons to win the Rookie of the Year and also the Cy Young Award there as well. Other news and notes before we get to Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network and talk all things NFL, and especially the huge game this week coming up, Rams and Seahawks. Washington State fired their athletic director, Ann McCoy, yesterday. They will start an immediate national search. We'll have more on that later, and also we'll have more on that next week with John Canzano. Pac-12 has its last piece of the media rights deal that they concluded today. It is USA, the USA Network. They've signed a 5-year deal with the conference. It joins their other partners, CBS and the CW networks. And one quick note on the Seahawks before we get to Garafolo. Torrey Horton, Ernest Jones, and Josh Jobe all returned to practice yesterday, and they were all limited, paving the way. Sounds like that they will play Sunday against the Rams. All right, speaking of the Rams and Seahawks, it's the biggest game of the weekend. Biggest game in the National Football League. And joining us, as he always does every Thursday, to break down that game and other top storylines in the National Football League, it's our good friend Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network, brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance, your trusted family-owned insurance experts in the Puget Sound area since 1978. Honesty, fairness, integrity. Contact Jamie Hartley. It's not playing golf. Trust me. 253-565-8700. And also Zogs on Fox Island. Perfect spot to grab a cold beer, hang out with friends, and catch the game like Thursday night football time. Should be a barn burner. Patriots, Jets on Prime Video. Facebook and Instagram, checking them out for hours and event times. All right, Mike Garafolo, let's start with the game of the year. Rams, Seahawks, Sunday.
How about this one?
Now, you were in Los Angeles earlier this week. Are you going to fly back out there, or are you going to be? You got Lions and Eagles, don't you?
No, I will never cover a non-Super Bowl in Los Angeles as long as I work for NFL Network, because that's where the network is based, and they could just drive somebody there rather than fly me across the country and put me up and spend thousands of dollars for all that stuff.
This game needs it. This game needs the heavyweights of the NFL Network, and you're one of the heavyweights at the NFL Network. They need all hands on deck for the regular season Super Bowl between the Rams and the Seahawks.
So don't say it like that. You demean it when you call it the regular season Super Bowl. It's
Well, it is the biggest game of the regular season.
Well, yeah, but usually you say like, oh, that's like tonight is the Jets Super Bowl, right? Like,
no, but tonight is terrible. I'm not watching tonight's game. I'm not watching a second of that.
How about Sunday morning, which is what 6:30 a.m. for you guys?
Yeah,
the
what
Spain
is it?
Game? You got the Commander. You don't even know.
I don't. I know they're playing in Spain, but who's playing in it?
We've been promoting the hell out of it. The Dolphins and the Commanders are playing.
Oh, Jesus. No.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Well, but I think that's the Miami. Everybody's got like international marketing rights. I think that's Miami's region in Spain. So like they had to be part of the game, if I'm not mistaken. So the other end of it is like, well, the Commanders were good. Like they'll be good in year two, which was a reasonable thing to expect. I mean, I talked before the season. I said, hey, they might take a little step back, and I know that was a big conversation. And a few people thought, but then Jaden Daniels gets hurt a couple of times, so you can't really predict that kind of stuff. Anyway, back to the game that you actually do care about. Yes, the Rams and the Seahawks. I would say in a league where let's go to Monday night, right? Like the Packers and the Eagles are considered two of the better teams in the NFC, and you watch that game and you're like, Is this it? Like that these guys are potentially going to be in the Super Bowl, one of these teams? You got the opposite with the Rams and the Seahawks right now. You've got two teams that are passing the eye test as much as they're passing what you're seeing on paper as well. The Seahawks only lost, and this is we talked about this morning. They said, well, what on Good Morning Football, Sam Darnold, that's his name, Sam Darnold or Jared Goff, two completely different games. But they said which quarterback would benefit more from a road win this weekend. And to me, it's Darnold, because then you'd be talking about what's the math on it? It'd be a 9-game winning streak if they hadn't lost the game to Tampa Bay, right? Like it's 8 wins with one game in the middle where you go, well, that game was a toss-up. And I say it would sort of remind me of the Eagles last year, where they lost one game after the bye. It was an early bye, one game, and it was a game where Jalen Hurts got knocked out. The Commanders scored a last-minute touchdown to win the game, and that kind of stuff carries with it the momentum into the postseason, the confidence with it as well. They're playing really good football, and this is the, I hate overusing litmus test, but this is the game that they could win, where you go, wow, this team is legit.
I think there's a lot of individual storylines that it also makes the game on Sunday intriguing. First, let's just start there with Darnold. And Jim Moore brought up a good point yesterday, and I haven't even really thought about it. We never do just call him Darnold. It's always Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. It's always his full name every time.
Hadn't noticed, but I'll keep an ear out for it now.
Yeah, you're gonna now that we've told you, you're gonna listen for it and you're gonna notice it. It's never just Sam or just Darnold. It's always Sam Darnold every time. And now I can't stop thinking about that every time that we talk about him and the Seahawks. But think about the individual storyline for him. The last time he faced this team, and we've been talking about this all week, he's not the only one to blame for that. but he had his worst game of the season. He was awful. The whole team was awful. He sacked 9 times. Hell, he's only been sacked 10 times this year. He was 9 times in that one game. They get bounced, and then right after that, it's the same storylines about Sam Darnold, is that he can't win the big one. He reverted back to the old guy. It's just the old Jets quarterback again. Minnesota didn't think that much of him. They just let him walk, and they went with the rookie or the second-year guy. And then I think for Mike McDonald, which we'll get to your exercise this week about you guys spelling his name on the air and people not understanding, or your buddy in Philly who didn't know who the head coach of the Seahawks was. But for Mike McDonald, John Schneider hired him specifically for one reason. Well, many, but the biggest one was to beat Sean McVay and the Rams and to beat Kyle Shanahan, to counter their offensive wizardry with a defensive mind that could come out and try and stop those guys offensively. So I think I just love those individual storylines heading into Sunday.
Yeah, it is. We'll start with the. I almost said Darnold. I don't know. We'll start with the Darnold one. Maybe
just say Sam Darnold. It rolls off.
I literally what was going to come out of my mouth without thinking about it was Darnold.
Okay.
So we'll start with the Darnold one. That was. You wonder if they'd lost this shootout. 45-42, pick it, whatever. And like the Rams just had the ball last. Would he still be quarterback of the Vikings? Or did that one game, I know there was some sputtering down the stretch in the regular season as well, but did that one game really seal his fate there with the Minnesota Vikings? I don't know. I'd say they probably were not looking for an opening, but they were probably like, man, what are we going to do? Like, we want to turn it over to McCarthy, but this guy's playing so well. And then he didn't play well. And they're like, okay, well, cool. We can sort of wash our hands of that. So I think he's a competitive guy, as Mike McDonald would say. There's some shit to him, as he said. I love that quote. That quote. So he would probably never let you know that this game this week has been circled on his calendar for quite some time. But I'm sure it is. And they play him again. Are they week 18 or is it a little earlier? I think
when they play again.
Yeah,
it is. It's not the last game of the year. Let me look it up, but it's soon.
Right. It's not. So they've got 2 here. He's got 2 shots at them basically. And it can create the head-to-head tiebreaker that you might wind up needing in the end. But I would fully expect that Sam Darnold has been thinking about this game day and night for the last couple of days.
Of course, because it's human nature. He's human.
Yeah.
And
he won't let you know that is what I'm saying. And you might not think that if you look at him because he's not that kind of a guy. He's not
on social media. He doesn't do any of that. Well, He may be and has some burner account. I don't know, but he's not. As far as we know, he's not on it. He's just an unassuming guy. He just. We talked about this actually yesterday. He just seems like the guy that in the locker room that he takes his line out for beers, that he's just laid back, kind of chill, just an everyday guy. Yeah. And not some prima donna, not some guy that's tweeting out left and right and with, the prayer emojis and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't seem like he does all that. But
the downside of, or the perceived negative of that is that he doesn't have the fire. He does. And listen, you got who's more of a? I covered Eli Manning for years, and it was amazing that people never really understood or got to see how much fire he had, right? And because he was intentionally and unintentionally, putting forth an idea, and they also tried to early in his career. He would kind of mope and head down. So they eliminated that. So he was like flatline, emotionless type of guy. But there's a lot to him, and there's got to be an NFL quarterback. So I'm really happy for Sam Darnold, and now it's nut cutting time, right? Like now it's to the point where last year, did you fold down the stretch? Did you struggle down the stretch? Did you perform poorly in that game because of the magnitude of everything started to get real? Or was it a combination of factors that maybe that wasn't even your fault? And you mentioned it in that game. So let's see, Puck. I'm excited for this one.
Because I think when he doesn't talk about it, I think in his head there are still question marks. I think even for him, I think he needs to answer some of these things. Can I be the guy in a big game that pushes us over the line? Because in a game like this, in which they're so evenly matched up, right? Both offenses are very good. Both defenses are very good. They're very similar across the board. It comes down to one or two plays in a game like this. And usually it's made by the quarterback. Has the ball every single time. And so can he match Matt Stafford? He doesn't need to put up the same stats as Matt Stafford, but he needs to make a play a signature play in a big game that I think people step back and go, okay, that's made by only a handful of players in this league.
Yeah.
And it backs up the fact that where he was selected so high in the draft. And I think the narrative about Sam Darnold will always be the narrative until he probably wins a Super Bowl, if he does, is that he's just not the guy that can get you there. And he's heard it, and he wants to put it to rest, I would imagine.
Well, when you talk about signature plays, I don't know like what's Sam Darnold's signature play. I can think of a few for Lamar or Jalen Hurts.
Just a wow throw. Yeah, not he needs to make a throw on Sunday that the top of the top can make, because that's what it's going to take in a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, I could think of Jared Goff has had a couple. Somebody, Joe Burrow has had a couple. Yeah, like Patrick Mahomes had a ton, obviously. So yeah, we need that moment from Sam Darnold in this game. We shall see. But I do know that, the thought in Seattle is this is a cohesive team, and maybe that's part of what when I say they passed the eye test and it looks like this looks like a team that's competing for the Super Bowl, because they really feel like they're put together well. That it's a 53 man, if you what's it 70 now if you add the practice squad, like that they feel like there's no gaps there. There's no extra fat on this team. Everybody's there, everybody's serving a purpose, everybody's working together. It's a credit to the coaching staff as well. We've talked about it, you and I, a little bit, that year one was sort of a feeling out process for Mike McDonald, and really figuring out who his guys are on the roster, who his guys are in the building. And really when to put the foot down, when to hit full throttle on some guys. And he's done a really nice job in year two. He's a smart guy. I mean, I had no doubts that he'd be good. Is he going to be great? This is the start of that to potentially figure that out. But I remember early on just talking to John Schneider about it at the Combine or Senior Bowl, these league meetings where I've seen him along the way. And it's just been consistently everything's getting, he's a stud and everything's where he needs it to be and everything's getting better. And now here we are in year two.
And then the other aspect of it, the game between, the game in between the games, right? And the matchups is going to be McDonald against McVay. We talked about it earlier. This is one of the reasons why he was hired. He was hired there because his ability defensively to scheme up against an offense like McVay. Now, McVay has seen everything. Matt Stafford has seen everything. And I'm going to be, intrigued like everyone else is what can Mike McDonald show him or disguise to Matt Stafford or try and trick Matt Stafford to come up with something new, maybe that he has seen before, Mike, but maybe he sees it in a different way, in a different light.
Well, that's not necessarily the way that you want to play him either. As a matter of fact, I remember who they play? They played Jacksonville, right? In Jacksonville, and they won that game. Seahawks did.
Seahawks, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Rams. Didn't the Rams play
Rams.
Jacksonville in Jacksonville?
They did, because they have common opponents. I don't know where let's see.
I think this was the game because I just remember in terms of the Jaguars defense, and yes, they lost 35-7 to the Rams. That's what it was. Why am I having trouble remembering this game? Stafford went bananas that game. 21 for 33, 5 touchdowns. Anyway, and I remember somebody telling me that the Jaguars were in serious trouble. And I said, why? And they said, because that defense that they run, where they try to show you a bunch of stuff and Mayday and do a lot of things, he's like, if you can see it, they're in trouble. Like, you got to do it to the point where the quarterback's going to be fooled, and that guy's not going to be fooled.
Right.
So you're more, I mean, ideally your front four is winning and getting home and creating pressure, and you don't have to, do a whole lot of exotic stuff on the back. Like, that's the way that you beat Matt Stafford, which, by the way, brings me back to Darnold. Darnold hadn't been pressured a lot. I mean, I don't. When's the last time you asked me about the Seahawks offensive line? Right, that had been a regular.
And one of the best storylines in the history of Seattle sports, because we've spent 30 years bitching about the offensive line. And I swear to God, it's like when we used to have a basketball team here, we'd bitch about not having a center. If it's the Mariners in baseball, we haven't had a left fielder forever. And for the Seahawks, a freaking offensive line. And no, you just haven't complained about them at all.
Yeah, well, this is the week now. Okay, I know we're talking about the quarterback, but that's the matchup too, because the Rams are really good up front, and when you hit on like here with the Giants, Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence coming into the season, like, whoa, hasn't been it. These guys are still kind of feeling along and figuring out how to play together. The Rams immediately, and Fisk and Verse had played together, so that helped already with some of that chemistry. These guys were good, and I remember talking to I think it was Kobe Turner about this, that they really, once the season got late into the season last year, figured out how to play together, and that's really scary. So they pressure. Seahawks protect very well. Obviously, that's where my eyes are going to be when this game kicks off on Sunday. So that's talk about the game within the game. That is it right there.
Yeah, I mean it's been a house of horrors for them over the years, but it was Aaron Donald, and not to take anything away what the Rams have now, but yeah, Aaron Donald was a game wrecker against these guys. I mean, I think every game, it's you guys spend all week breaking down all these games and having to find things to talk about. We all do. I always laugh about, especially football. It always, to me, just comes down to the offensive line, defensive line. Whoever is going to win that battle, usually going to win the game. And turnovers, but that's what it feels like again this week. It's that which unit up front's going to win, and then the turnovers. Seahawks have been turning the ball over too much of late. The Rams are really good at taking the ball away.
Hey, you know what? I saw, what's the name of the blog out there? 12th Man Rising or something? Is that the fan blog?
Field goals, 12th Man Rising. I'm not sure.
No, the name of the field goals. You're saying? No, I think there's a 12th man. It's 12th man something. 12th man rising. Is that the phrase? Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
They had an entry about and they got me. So this is a relatively new thing, it seems, where they go with outrageous headlines, and it'll be like NFL insider drops mega truth bomb on Cardinals, right? Yeah. And I'll be like, well, I talked about the Cardinals today. And it's like, it was me. I was like, a mega truth bomb, and it was a nothing thing that I said or whatever. And it's been, whether it's Ian or whoever, player, exposes, they're really, really going for it.
Well, that's just, it's the whole YouTube thing. It's the algorithm. It's just anything to get someone to click the story.
Yeah, search engine oriented, which when we first started our blogs.
Can you believe Mike McDonald said this about the Rams?
Yeah, well, sometimes you see it on the bottom of the articles too. There was one about TV actor exposes why syndication is not enough or something.
It's great. They're great.
And it was a picture of David Schwimmer, and I'm like, nope, not gonna click on it. Not gonna click on it, because I was like, I was gonna. They get paid a ton of money. I'm like, it's probably not even gonna be Schwimmer. It's gonna be somebody else, but they use the picture to draw you in. The hell was I talking about? Oh,
I don't know. 12th Man Rising headline.
Yeah, so they had an entry that said Seahawks have massive problem with Sam Darnold, and I clicked it. I was like, what? And it was like his play in the second half compared to his first. And I was looking there were no numbers in there. There was a reference to turnovers, and he turned it over against the Buccaneers in a crucial spot. But coming off last week's game, what are we doing? So I don't know. I don't know if you heard or saw or
I did not. Now I'm on the headline. So now I'm just looking at their website.
Now they're getting what they want. Yeah.
Yeah. Now exactly. I like this one. What's this headline? Seahawks officially have a massive Sam Darnold problem no one is talking about.
There it is. Right there. There it is.
You're like, what do you mean? What's the problem?
I clicked it. I was
an MVP candidate?
I was like, they do. And I clicked it and I went through and I was like, what? I didn't know if it was AI written and it just has a glitch in the matrix. I don't know.
It could be. Yeah. Well, it got us to click and talk about it here for 3 minutes.
At least 2 clicks. 1, 2.
Jesus God. All right.
Sorry about that.
No, Matt Stafford, I mean, obviously everyone's going to say, who would you rather have in a game like this? Final drive. Would you want Matt Stafford and Sam Darnold? And everyone's going to say Matt Stafford.
Well, one guy went the distance in the Super Bowl. Like the other guy hasn't.
Right,
so.
right. I know. I'm just saying that everyone would say it. I would say it. If you asked me, who would you rather have? Matt Stafford. It is interesting. I don't know if this is something out here. I want to know what it is nationally. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
That's so hard to answer.
Oh, really? This has been
no.
Brought
But
up.
I immediately go to Eli Manning's not in, Ben Roethlisberger's not in, Phillip Rivers is like we got a log jam.
Yeah,
not that they're not eligible yet, or they were this year, I think, right?
But I believe those guys are as well.
Well, how many people are going to get in? That's why they had that centennial class, and this is also the problem that they're running into in the modern NFL, where the numbers are so great that even the average guys have great numbers, and you got a logjam at receiver, and it's like, how many guys? Who's Matt Stafford? I mean, he's not up against these guys because there'll be a 5-year gap.
He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen throw a football.
Ever?
Yeah. I mean, he's unbelievable. One. He's right up there.
I'm not.
As one of the best pure passers of the game. See, the headline on this show today is going to be this. NFL Network reporter host says Matt Stafford, not a Hall of Famer.
No. Didn't say that. First of all, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at, like, is this guy a Hall of Famer? Or like, if I was in the room and voting and like, okay, here's the list. All right, here's who I'm voting for. Fine. But like off the top of my head, is he a Hall of Famer? Yeah, probably. Right. Like, but
that's why you are good. Cause I think it's just a yes or no.
Look at the damn numbers, Puck.
You look at his numbers. You've watched them.
But that's where you get in trouble is the whole like, oh, I watched them and I saw, because certain moments stick with you. All-time passing yards. Hold on, stick with me. Tom Brady, he's a Hall of Famer. Drew Brees, he's a Hall of Famer.
Brady's gonna get in.
Aaron Rodgers, like, he's gonna be up against, like, Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer? Yes,
of course.
Right? Like, is Tom Brady a Hall of Famer? Yes. Is Drew Brees a Hall? Yes. Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer? Yeah, Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer. All right, 62,000. So by the time he's done, he's going to be top 5 in passing. Yes. Okay. So there's no question from that standpoint.
Carried a franchise on his shoulders forever. That was terrible.
This is the longest yes answer ever. He's a Hall of Famer. Okay. Yeah. What was the point of asking me that?
I don't because it just seems there's always been this again, a narrative. We talked about Darnold's narrative earlier. There's always been this narrative about Stafford.
I'm more curious.
It seems like a shoe-in to me. But
I'm more curious when you said, would you call him one of the best pure passers of the football or best throwers?
I just love watching him throw. No.
Okay. But like best throwers of the football, Jeff George might be top 3.
Top 3? He's number 1.
Number 1. Okay. I didn't want to get crazy.
1.
Okay. I didn't want to get crazy.
And I don't think there's a debate. He is the best pure passer of the football in the history of the sport. No one threw it better.
If anybody's watching right now and says these guys are crazy, as soon as we're done here,
just watch them.
The show's over. Just go back or pick up another device while you're doing it. It's unbelievable the way the ball comes out.
Oh my God. I just saw a clip the other day. Someone had it. I mean, I think he flipped it 75 yards. It was just like, oh my God. Like, and it's a flick. He just flicked it.
Yeah.
I remember he had a cup of coffee. How long was he only in here training camp? He had a cup of coffee in Seattle.
Oh, gosh!
When he was done. This was. But man, those years with Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's the kind of guy that like could show up today and probably pick up a football and just. I mean, when's the last time you saw the guy or saw him anywhere?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He never played in a game. I think he was just in the Seahawks training camp, but he never played. Oh, he was just beautiful. I mean, you know what I'm going to do after this? I am going to do it myself. I'm going to go down a Jeff George YouTube rabbit hole and just watch him throw the football.
Colts, Falcons, Raiders, Vikings, Washington, Seattle 2002. Why was there a gap? There's no team in 2003. Was he out of football for a year? I guess he was.
Yeah, maybe. Right? Yeah.
Maybe after the Seahawks. Hold on. Seahawks.
Oh, he was so
good. Why is it cut off? It stops after Washington.
I don't know.
Oh, career end. Here it is. Time in the roster in the Seahawks in late 2002 as an emergency quarterback. but he never took the field. So it wasn't just camp. He was in season. He just never played.
I think he could come back. Like flag football's in the Olympics, right? In 28.
That'd be amazing. Jeff George at 60 years old.
I think he's 58. Yeah. Let him go. Let him just winging around. On flag football, can you rush the guy? Or I don't know.
So in November 2008, in an appearance on Sirius Radio, George said, "I find it hard to believe there isn't a place in the game for me. My arm feels like I'm 25. I'm not asking to be a starter. I just want a spot on the team." Now, that was 17 years ago. On 2010, George announced on K-Fan Sports Radio in Minnesota that he would have been willing to step in if Favre had decided to retire. So 17 years ago, but I'll bet you there's still some. I remember interviewing Elway.
Some juice.
I interviewed Elway a couple of years ago. Not a couple, it was probably 10 or so. And he's like, I can still sling it. The problem is they got to hit me. I ain't getting up from that. So, yeah. They got the hits.
God, it's great. Jeff George. Again, I'm gonna watch a lot of Jeff George later today. What's up? More drama in Philly. What's the latest? What's going on with AJ Brown and everything?
I'm so over it. Here's why I'm over it. Because it's like it's the same stuff over and over. Okay. Like AJ, at this point, if you're gonna talk about it and you're gonna bring it up and you're gonna talk to the media and you're gonna talk on your Twitch and all this stuff, you got to get more specific. And I'm sorry, like if I was there yesterday, I'd be like, hold on, time out. Specifically, what are your issues? And he wouldn't have gone there. Like, who are you talking about? He's not going to say Jalen Hurts. He's not going to say whether it's the coaching staff. He's not going to say whether it's the scheme or his position coach or whatever, or the front office. Like, to me, it's him and the quarterback. But what I don't understand is 4th down and 4th and shouldn't have gone for it, but whatever, they go for it. Jalen, so I look before the play, Jalen looks at him. You can see his head turn. Stops it. Do I have your eyes? Yes. Okay, we're going up top. Now, I don't know if that was discussed in the huddle. I don't know if that was discussed during the week. I don't know when it was discussed. But it seems like they did something at the line of scrimmage for that play to occur. Isn't that what he wants? 4th and 8, and they're going for it, and they trust these two, and the quarterback trusts them to make a play. Everything he's asking for. Everything. Right in that moment. Minnesota a couple weeks ago to ice the game, 3rd down. Same, boom, going up top. And this time he got behind the cornerback, boom, makes the catch. Big play. Tampa Bay, they're forcing them the ball. There were a couple series in Tampa Bay. Incomplete to A.J. Brown. 3 yards to A.J. Brown. Incomplete to A.J. Brown. Punt. And he's upset after that game. Like, what more do you want? Is it the fashion in which they're delivering the ball to you? Is the quarterback not putting it in the right place? Because from a target standpoint and a key target standpoint, he's getting it. He's still not happy. So
it's just an ongoing saga. It seems it'll carry all season and probably into the
one quote. I'll leave you with this. The one quote that he had was like almost quoting Jalen directly, saying, "You can't in this league say, oh, it's not looking great, but we're winning and that's okay." That's not how it works in this league. Literally, Jalen Hurts repeatedly has said that this year, repeatedly. Even the Chris Jones on the field and the hot mic called him. You guys didn't rush for 100 yards. Yeah, but we won the bleeping game. That's literally, so that was directly at Hurts.
Another shot at Hurts, yeah. All right, now speaking of aggregate sites, last thing for you. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is made up, but there was on the internet somewhere. Did you have something, and did you discuss some issue, or is there some conflict going on in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers?
Did I discuss it?
Yeah, because I ran across something on X, and it was attributed to you discussing that you don't know what's going on between Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Oh no, they said, "What's your opinion of the Steelers right now?" And I was like, "Here's my opinion. There's one thing that's really bothering me right now.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers barking at people like I've never seen before and repeatedly." And we ran a bunch of clips of him. I've never seen that. He's an emotional guy and he wants to succeed. And certainly when he threw an incompletion in 2015, he wasn't happy about it. But the way that he's just screaming at dudes right now and barking at dudes, I'm like, what is it? Like, we don't want this to be the last thing we remember about you. And I'm not blaming him. I just what's got him so perturbed right now? Like, what is he just because he's indicated that this was going to be his last year. And then I was like, I in my mind, I want it to be Mariano Rivera or Derek Jeter, and every time they go to a visiting park, you get the. I remember the Padres gave Rivera like a sand sculpture, which was awesome, Sandman, and they're in the beach. I was like, that was an awesome gift. Like, you're never gonna get that. I don't know where he's gonna put it, but whatever. And it's like the opposite. It's like miserable. I can't believe I'm still doing this. I've got a problems with Frank Costanza at Festivus. I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're all going to hear about it. So that's just, I don't want that. So I'm hoping that at least that part goes away.
We made it through perfectly, unscathed. Mike Garafolo, his weekly appearance brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox.
Well, the door's locked.
Well,
I know that's why you were laughing when you brought me in too.
Well, I can hear.
Tell the people. I said, my daughter's carrying on in the background. We're still in this apartment. Our house is not done. There's nowhere to escape. I am over it. Don't even reference it. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
And I didn't.
But half an hour in, we can talk about it, I guess.
She's great. All right. You were great.
Stop!
Here you go. All right. Godspeed. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
There he is. Mike Garafolo, NFL Network. Again, his weekly appearances brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance. It is your trusted insurance expert in the Puget Sound area since 1978. They've got honesty. They've got fairness. They've got it all with Jamie Hartley at 253-565-8700. Also, Zogs on Fox Island, which is a perfect spot to grab a cold beer, wine, drinks, what have you. Hang out with friends and catch any game in particular. Check them out. Zogs on Fox Island. Check out their event times and hours on Facebook and Instagram. All right. The live edition of KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy is coming up next. But first, a word from one of our sponsors, Georgetown Brewery.
Drink Georgetown Tavern Beer, your new locally brewed domestic style lager. 4.2% alcohol. Cheap, good, local.
Stop showing the time, 11:38. You weren't ready. I could see you in the background, and you were still fiddling with your microphone in your headphones. KJ-Arent with Mitchie the Kid. I was giving you time. It's another edition of the live version with Mitch. And again, the entire KJ-Arent during the live show. But once it's over, the only place to watch or listen to it is if you're a Puck's Posse member at pucksports.com or a patron at MitchUnfiltered.com. You went back to the headphones. I don't like it. I like the earbuds. I wish the earbuds were back.
Well, why don't you send me one of the things that you have in the ear? Is it actually true what you say about it only appearing on your Patreon? Sometimes I kind of wonder whether people are gaffing it. They're getting it in different ways. And does anybody even want this anymore? I mean, isn't it run its course?
Stop. It hasn't run its course. Jesus. Unless you want to be done. You want to be done with everybody.
No, I don't want to be done with anybody, especially you. What I want to know is why didn't Washington State hire Scott Woodward as their new
because I would love I'd be all in. You know, the Cougs who have and they have, the Huskies are the haves and the Cougs are have-nots. Yeah, bring Scott Woodward back. I don't care. Bring him. Sure. Fine. I'll take him.
They fired the athletic director in like less than what? A year?
Well, she'd been there for like 25 years. She was like the assistant. Like an assistant.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, she was a placeholder. She was never going to be the permanent athletic director. I just think the new president wanted a new voice and wants to kickstart it now.
Are things not going well over there?
Things are going great, swimmingly. He's a great coach.
I'm talking about just the whole program. How's everything going over at in Pullman for the Washington?
I love Pullman. It's great. It's wonderful. We've got people not donating money, so we got fan base that needs to start donating to their NIL and get off the sidelines. I don't know. I'll find out this week. It's the first week I'm going to be back. I haven't been to a game this year. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Who are they playing?
Powerhouse Louisiana Tech, Mitch.
Who's the greatest player in Louisiana Tech history?
See, now we got into a debate this week because your pal Jim Moore brought this up on our old Crimson
When am I going to be allowed
podcast.
to be on with Jim Moore? When At what point can I actually be, or is there just not enough airspace and microphones to go around for the three of us?
I can change it. He only wants to do 3 days a week. I can talk him into doing 5 days a week. I don't know. Maybe we pare back. We only do 1 day a week like you do. Well, no, you do just 1 day. I didn't mean it like that. 1 day a week where it's free for everyone, and then
I simply ask, when can I be on with you?
Well, he doesn't do Thursdays.
Well, I'll do a different day.
Okay.
I'll do a Thursday and then a bonus show, or we can do the three of us for our show, for the Mitch Unfiltered show.
Is this a roundabout way saying you're not satisfied with how this is going? We need to bring in somebody else. This is what it feels like. Stop
being Mitch. Okay, stop being Mitch. This is about me wanting to be on with Jim Moore at somebody. But
he loves you. He loves you.
I would love to be on with Jim Moore. As you know, I'm number 2. And so I'm excited. I haven't spoken to him since. So, best player in the history of Louisiana Tech football, best player in the history of Louisiana Tech basketball.
So he brought this up because he was all proud of himself. He had this really cool trivia, and he was like all excited to ask us about it. And then we were like, yeah, we know who it is. So Terry Bradshaw versus the mailman Karl Malone. Now, he contends that Malone is more famous.
Yeah, because he was dating 11-year-old girls.
Oh, gee.
Wasn't he?
Was that the story? Did we have to go there?
But he's not more famous than Terry Bradshaw. I don't think
that's what Paul and I said. We said Terry Bradshaw is more famous than Karl Malone. 4-time Super Bowl champion's been on TV. Do you think more people recognize Terry Bradshaw or Karl Malone? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I assume it's Terry Bradshaw.
I think Terry Bradshaw. My guess is that Karl Malone, without remembering either one of the two people when they played there.
Yeah.
My guess is that Karl Malone was a better basketball player than Terry Bradshaw was a football player, even though I think Terry Bradshaw was the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I'm pretty sure about that. I may be wrong.
Probably right.
Yeah, but I don't, back when he played, I'm not sure he was putting up huge numbers, and my guess is that Karl Malone was.
Yeah.
At Louisiana Tech.
Hey, as a longtime listener, subscriber to the Mitch Unfiltered podcast, which I tune in on Mondays to hear you and Hot Shot go through all the trivia and all the it takes you like 30 minutes to actually get to the start of the show. Number 1. But that's the best part about it. It is the best part about it. That's why I like it.
The warm-up is the best part of the show.
The warm-up to the warm-up. I think that's what you guys did this week. Okay, can we stop doing the who you look alike? How many more shows? How many more shows are we going to do this?
No,
no more shows about who you look like. I'm over it.
Okay, I did it one show who I look like.
Feel like it's been a lot.
No, it was exactly one show, and you're being a complete dick right now.
How many more? I didn't appreciate the guy on social media just saying who I look like. I didn't like that.
Oh, maybe that's an
unfair shot.
Maybe that's the origin of what's really going on here.
You're damn right it is. I want it to stop.
I think it's pretty. Now, I don't remember what you and I talked about on this show last week, but I think it's pretty interesting that all these people all of a sudden think I look like this actor who was on White Lotus or was in the Sopranos, or I didn't watch the Sopranos, so I don't know. But everybody, all of a sudden, it's like, hello, Mitch. How do you not know this? Like this is the first time hearing about it, and yet, like Slick Hawk on our show, on the Patron show, was like, Amy and I were watching White Lotus, and the moment he came on the screen, we started giggling. There's Mitchie.
Yeah, you look like him. I told you that he looked like him.
No, I don't look like him.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you don't have to be a spitting image of it. But you look like him a little bit.
All right, we're done.
Yeah, all right, we're done.
We're done with that topic.
No more of that. All right.
Now, do you look like the guy that the guy pictured?
Unfortunately, yes. That's the problem.
Why don't you put.
Want me to show it?
You
All
like
right, hold
put
on.
everything
I'll
up-
do it. I'll find it. You got
Why
to
don't
give me a
you
second.
put that? Yeah. Why don't you put that?
Well, I got to find it now. That's buried. You got to give me a second. I'll find it before the show is over. I promise.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you search for it and find it? And while you're doing that,
Yeah.
I'll tell everybody why the Rams are going to win the game this weekend.
Oh my God. Come on. Read the room. You're in Seattle. You got to come on. Make a case for the Seahawks.
Okay.
All right. Why are the Rams going to win?
Well, I'm just putting you on. I kind of think the Rams are going to win, but I don't know. Mr. Playoffs will
Just
tell
comes
you.
down to Stafford.
Mr. Playoffs will tell you that what's hidden under the storyline of this game is that if the Rams split with the Seahawks, the Rams are going to have the inside rail to any tiebreaker with the Seahawks. The split of the two games actually favors the Rams. It's not impossible, but it favors the Rams. That's what Mr. Playoffs would say.
Because why?
Well, because the Rams have already beaten the 49ers.
Okay.
For divisional, the first tiebreaker is divisional tiebreaker. The Seahawks haven't beaten the 49ers yet. And all the Rams would have left besides the rematch would be 2 at the Cardinals. That's it.
Okay.
And then as it turns to the next one, in the case that the Seahawks can tie divisional tiebreaker, it would go to common opponents. And the Rams play Tampa next week.
Okay.
The Seahawks have already lost to Tampa. The Rams have already beaten San Francisco. The Seahawks have lost to San Francisco, would have to beat them in. So I'm just saying it sets up better in a split situation for the Rams to win the tiebreaker with the Seahawks at the end of the season.
Yeah. All right. So when you can think back.
Yes.
And I've been thinking about this all week long. Like you don't really get, at least I don't, as a sports fan, get so overly excited about a regular season game.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Right.
I always get more excited, especially like in its heyday of college football.
I get it.
Of the big game that week, right? Because there's so much more on the line in college football.
Not
you really
anymore.
Can't,
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. But you really can't. You couldn't lose a game. So like every week was like a playoff game. And I just think they do a better job with rivalries in college football and the build up to it, even though the NFL is a much more popular sport. But like, I can't wait for this game.
How about the fact, speaks to your point here, Buck. I'm actually commending you on your point. How about the fact that the Rams and Seahawks way back when was made a 105 game? It's not even a 125 national game. It's the 105 kind of regional game on Sunday. See, this is what college football, one of the few things that college football does a lot better than the NFL, which is if they get to this point where they've got 7-2 versus 7-2, or whatever the equivalent would be in college football at this stage of the year, they make sure they change the time and they put it on 3:30 or 8 o'clock Eastern or whatever. They make sure that it's in the right time for the world to see. And this game, because I'm assuming it's on Fox doesn't have the doubleheader this week. So the Fox late game is at 105 instead of 125. It's not even the showcase game.
Isn't there some rule? Don't these networks get to protect a game or games so it doesn't get like flexed out to anything?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, at the beginning
of the
year,
you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying, and that's part of it. That's part of the reason why college is better. But yes, at the beginning of the year, the networks and the teams, the networks and the league get into an office, and each of the networks has like 5 or 6. Garafolo, why don't you ask effing Garafolo this question? What are you asking me this question for?
Because you know all these things. Yeah, Mr. Playoffs, this is part of the Mr. Playoffs package.
No, this is a Garafolo question if I've ever heard a Garafolo question. Instead, you talk to him about the ambient sound in his apartment.
Hey.
Anyway, you got the point.
Yeah, I got you. All right, found it.
Okay, good.
There's the picture. Robbie _rad _1997.
Can you
fuck you, Robbie?
Can you magnetize that a little
Can
bit?
I?
Yes,
Hold
come
on.
on.
Is that working?
What did he write?
Is that working?
Yes, it is working.
Okay, there you go. That's where you guys say, "Hey, look, I found Puck's lookalike." Dick. Problem is, I have those shorts. A dick.
Oh,
That cuts, but I'm telling you, that cuts close to home. I'm not gonna lie. Cuts close to home.
well, have the red clam chowder instead of the white.
You can't have them. There he is, Mitch Levy. Another episode of KJ-Arent. Again, another edition of KJ-Arent live during the Daily Puck Drop. And again, once we sign off here in a little bit, the only way to watch or listen to the full show is if you sign up to become a Puck's Posse member at pucksports.com, or if you are already a patron at MitchUnfiltered.com, and you can become one. Sign up there and you can get access to our show. But again, you can sign up there at pucksports.com. Lengthy. We went a long time. Trying to keep that short. We keep going long. All right. We've got Hey What the Puck. And before that, we've also, and then after that, we got Hey What the Puck. And I had to write it down because I keep forgetting. The Puck's Posse giveaway. I've teased it for like 2 days, and then I've never gotten to it because I'm an idiot. Congratulations to William Snyder. William Snyder. He has won the $100 Puck's Posse giveaway for signing up to become a Puck's Posse member. Again, a full year membership is $55. So listen, you sign up, you have a chance to get a $100 prize package. It includes $50 to John Howie Steak. Big thanks to John Howie. And a $25 gift card to Georgetown Brewery and a $25 gift card to Flat Stick Pub. So congratulations, William Snyder. If you know William Snyder, reach out to him. Maybe he's watching or listening as we speak. Congratulations to you, William. Thank you for signing up. Thank you to everyone that has signed up here over the past year. Also, Puck Survivor. Make sure you get your picks in. We got $500 on the line. I think there's 32 people left in Puck Survivor. Grand prize is $500. And then we also have prizes to John Howie Steak, to Georgetown, and to Flat Stick. Big thanks to SandmanSports.com. Just isn't about pools. They've got content, community, daily fun, expert picks up there at SandmanSports.com. All right. On this day, November 13th, ladies and gentlemen, as we do on this day here in sports and non-sports, 1997. Speaking of the MVP being awarded tonight, back in 1997, this Mariner won the American League Most Valuable Player.
And that ball is belted. That may be in the upper deck. Fly away, way over the hard rock of fame. My, oh my, what a shot by Junior. The Mariners get 3 more, and you can hear the buzz here at the Sky Dome. A mammoth home run by Ken Griffey Jr., and both of them tonight have been tape measure jobs.
Junior named the AL MVP on this date of 1997. Will another Mariner be avoided tonight? He hit .304. He slugged .646 that year with 56 home runs, 147 RBIs. He would play 2 more years in Seattle before being traded to the Reds prior to the 2000 season. He would play 9 seasons in Cincinnati, 1 year with the White Sox before finishing his career final 2 seasons back here in Seattle. On this date, 1997, will Cal Raleigh become the 3rd member of that class MVPs in Seattle Mariners history? Tonight, 4 o'clock, Major League Baseball Network, MLB Network, will be the announcement. Also on this date, November 13th, 2013. Man, I love this guy. I loved watching him play because he was a hell of a player, but he was a fantastic football broadcaster, color analyst. I mean, one of the absolute best. Former tight end Todd Christensen. Do you remember Todd Christensen? In 2013, passed away due to complications from a liver transplant. Standout tight end at BYU. He was drafted by the Cowboys in the 2nd round of the 1978 draft. He never ended up playing for the Cowboys. He went on to play in the NFL for 11 years, 10 of those years with the Raiders, splitting time between Oakland and Los Angeles. He was selected to 5 Pro Bowls in his time there in the NFL, 3-time first-team All-Pro. He was a 2-time second-team All-Pro selection, a 2-time Super Bowl champion, led the league in receptions in 1983 and 86. After his playing career, again, went into the television booth, and he was unbelievable. He was such a good football broadcast color analyst. He teamed up with Charlie Jones, who was one of my all-time favorites, back on NBC. Worked there for several years before finishing up his career with Greg Gumbel and CBS on this day, November 13th. All right, again, couple of, Hall of Fame, not Hall of Fame, MVP announced tonight, Cal Raleigh, 4 o'clock, MLB Network. That announcement coming down later today, and we'll see if he can win the AL MVP. All right, that's let's wrap it up with Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle, your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. They are locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when these damages affect your residential or commercial property. Visit them at restoration1.com. Give them a call, 206-817-8917. I am confident that Cal Raleigh is going to win tonight, and I'm confident that it may not be as close as people realize. No, I don't think it's going to be a landslide. Played it up there with Mitch. But I think he wins, and you step back and you go, no, more wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. At least that's the feeling I get. He's won every other major award. Yes, will this be perhaps an East Coast bias, a base with Aaron Judge versus Cal Raleigh? I think the people that cover the sport, I'm going to give them a little bit more credit than maybe the rest gives them. But I think they understand the importance of what Cal Raleigh means to his team and what he means to any team. That position, the demands of that position, and to do what he has done or did offensively and carried a team at moments this season, at the same time playing damn near every single day in the most demanding position in that sport and maybe all of sports. I think it will be recognized tonight. It will be well-deserved. He will take home the hardware of being the American League MVP. That's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. Again, your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when these damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them at restoration1.com. Big thanks, everybody watching and listening today. As always, thank you to all our sponsors, Limback Lumber, John Howie Steak, Zogs on Fox Island, Hartley and Hartley Insurance, Georgetown Brewery, and Restoration One. Today's Daily Puck Drop, find it up on YouTube. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, leave a comment, try to get to as many as we possibly can. You can also find the Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms and up at pucksports.com. When you're there at pucksports.com, you can sign up to become a Pucks Posse member. $5 a month is all it costs you. And you can be like William Snyder, win a $100 gift card as our Pucks Posse giveaway by just signing up. We'll draw a new winner coming out there in December. Big thanks again to everybody watching and listening today. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Friday's show. Chris Egan's back. Jim Moore's back. Our handicapper, Troy Wins, is back. We get a Friday Night Lights football, high school football preview with Todd Millis from Varsity WA News with the playoffs down to 32 teams. And then, of course, the last word with Bob Condotta on the Seahawks from the Seattle Times. We bid you adieu. We'll see you tomorrow. As always, we promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you, but you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for? We like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!